Well, hello everybody. Welcome to a brand new series here in Hubbard, Nebraska. I am the OG farmer and we got a job. Our job? Well, we are what you might call the Cattle-Lackie. And we gave up on our contracting business, wasn't getting us anywhere, needed a change of scenery. So we sold everything and moved here to Hubbard. When we got here, we bought a really nice piece of land. It's pretty intriguing, pretty interesting, got a lot of potential. More on that later. Right now, we're a little late for work. It was raining this morning. First thing when we got here was bought this piece of land from a crotchety old cattle farmer named J.D. Russell. J.D.'s crotchety because he had a farm manager that, well, he didn't really do a very good job. J.D. was an established farmer, big into grains, soybeans, corn, so on and so forth. Anyway, the farm manager, he talked him into getting into cows. So J.D. spent a bunch of money, I mean a bunch, on cattle barns, cattle equipment, you name it. And then the farm manager, well, he up and left JD in a pickle. Needless to say, JD's got a mess. He's got a bunch of cows that he doesn't know how to take care of. He's got a bunch of farmland that he's struggling to take care of, and not enough of or the right equipment to take care of either one. So anyway, we talked to him. We gave him our opinion on what we thought we needed to do to get things back on track. He was receptive, so we took the job. And that's where we're headed right now. As you can see, we're not entirely broke. We've got $62,000 to our name. What's left after buying the piece of property that we now have and, well, some stuff we've needed to live on. And like I said, we're here in Hubbard, Nebraska. And, this is my old truck. My old new truck. Pretty interesting. Just got to make sure I don't let the game volume get too loud, because it can be pretty obnoxious. The interesting thing about Hubbard is, well, there's a lot of roads just like this. Gravel and rough. I don't know where I'm at here. Actually, I think, you know what? I went the wrong way. Let's get swung around. If you're on PC and you haven't checked out Hubbard, Nebraska, well, you need to. This is a map, and boy, it is a monster. It is a 16x map. First one I believe that I've ever played on. I do like to play on 4x maps. In fact, I think I've played, since I've been playing Farming Simulator 22, I've been playing almost exclusively on 4x maps. This is my first go around with a 16x map. Frankly, I wasn't sure with my system how it was gonna behave, but so far so good. And like I said, this map is a monster, and it is absolutely spectacular, as you can see from the scenery around us here. There's a lot going on. Candidly, it took me 3 days, well, not 3 full days, because, well, I do have a job too, but it took me 3 days just to sort out a place to put the farm on this map and to get it built out. And when I was surveying the map to try to find a spot, I frankly gave up looking, driving around, flying around. I did that for what seemed like ever, and I still didn't come close to seeing all that is on this map. Like I said, it is an absolute monster. And if you're on PC, I would recommend that, if nothing else, you download it and give it a look. It's incredibly spectacular. It's very scenic, and I think probably full of a ton of opportunity for if you're the type of person who likes to play creatively. I think you could probably find this map suitable to do anything that you would like to do. So when I looked at it, I thought, you know what, this is going to be great to do what I would like to do. I've always typically, whenever I engage in gameplay in Farming Simulator 22, I have a tendency to rely heavily on contracts, whether it's a playthrough or what have you. And I use contracts primarily to build up my bank account to get my farm going. And I did a series on that. In fact, it's still ongoing, although I haven't published anything in that series in a while. I decided I want to do something different this time. So we got a job as a farm manager, and we'll see where that leads us. By the way, I think we got a pretty good deal. We're getting paid from JD. We're getting paid $10,000 a month, and we get 5% of all arable income. So that excludes anything having to do with the animals, which is all well and good because they're not in any position to be threatening to make any money for him anytime soon. So that's where we're at. Let's see, what else do we have going on here before we get to the farm? We are playing Seasons. Seasons is active. We are playing 2-day months, although I neglected to establish that parameter properly, going from August to September, so we will only have 1 day in September. Loans and leases, yeah, I mean, they're on the table. Right now I don't have any debt. I would prefer to avoid it. I'd like to be able to, so objective, what's the objective here? Obviously to earn enough money to establish ourselves as a local farmer. As you might imagine, this being a 16x map, these fields are mammoth. So it takes a few dollars to buy land around here. And we all know equipment's not cheap. So we'll start out as a ranch hand. In addition, we do have the opportunity on our own little piece of land to make some money. More on that later when I take you for a tour of the new homestead. But for now, I want to get up here to JD's farm and show you everything that's going on. We own these fields to the left and to the right here, and a whole bunch more. And right there's the farm ahead on the right. And it is a pretty big spread. So let's get in here, get set up, and figure out what we're going to do today. All right. Tell you what, let's I think what I'm going to do is pull down over here out of the way, because we have a bunch. All right. Okay, we'll hop out here. I think the first thing we'll start with is a look at the map. Oh, you know what I'm going to do? Oh, and by the way, I am playing. I am playing this on multiplayer. It's just simply easier to move money around, keep track of who owns what, and I don't have to own everything. So we have a farm here for J.D. Russell. Here's our farm with the OG farmer and the Hubbard County Co-op, which is essentially the shop and all of the public lands. And my system loves to choke on this map when the PDA loads. As you can see, this is it right here. Do not be deceived by what we are looking at. So just in retrospect, down here in this corner, from about the bottom of this little curve right here all the way over to this road and down would essentially be a standard size map. So yeah, there's a lot going on. Our little place is up here where the cursor is, and this is the main town area, and over here is the JD's ranch. The fields in purple we own. As you can see, we have a cornfield here at 111. We have a cornfield here at 108, cornfield here at 104. 2 soybean fields, 105 and 106, a grass field at 107 and 109, and 2 more cornfields, 143 and 117. Yeah, a lot of corn. Not a whole lot of grass. As I said, this guy's in a pickle. Again, big map. Fortunately, with the exception of what's down here on the bottom, and over here, all the way out here, for the most part, everything is centrally located, so it's not like we have to go driving all over the map. What is kind of intriguing about this is we have these things called neighbors, north neighbor, south neighbor, and they are actually customers for us. So if central neighbor, so essentially they will purchase our things like our bales and stuff like that. So it just adds another kind of unique little twist to the game. All right, enough of that. Tell you what, let's get some altitude here. And take a quick look around the place. All right. And here we are. So we have the house right here. Really nice shop. I absolutely love this shop. I can't remember what pack this is part of, but this thing is absolutely incredible. Another kind of workshop building right there. Drive-through cold storage. We have stand-up bins for things like seeds and lime and fertilizer. We also have 2 liquid tanks, one each for herbicide and liquid fertilizer. A really, really fancy grain bin. A fermenting silo. This is the dairy cow barn. Behind that are 2 beef cattle barns, only one of which is occupied right now. And in the distance there, we have a Expandable Pastures pen, and I have animal grazing on. And I'm essentially going to use this pasture for the offspring. We are using the enhanced animal mod, so any of the males that are born, they will be dumped in there so they can be fattened up and sold. This is the land we have available to us for expansion. On this side over here, we've got equipment sheds, bale storage, and so on and so forth. As you can see, a pretty good size spread and all. Really nice farm. And you're not going to believe just how insane this equipment is. Oop, not a very good landing. That would not have worked out well in my skydiving days. All right, let's shut this off. Off and back. All right, why don't we take a tour of things real quick so you can get the kind of the lay of the land here. Candidly, I don't remember what all I stocked this farm with. As I said, I absolutely love this. This shed is probably my favorite. So we've got a Krone telehandler here for the front part of things. John Deere 7R, a John Deere 9630, about 500 horsepower. Over here we have a Krone Big X mower. The Case 9250. I absolutely love this mod. It's one of my favorite harvester mods. Back here we have an older Case. This was frankly one of the T560. This was one of the pieces of equipment that came with the starting equipment that you get when you start the farm. A Case Puma 185. 2 monster Case Steigers 715s, one wheeled, one tracked. A Case Trident. Right now I only have the liquid tank. Those things. This is a great machine, but it's kind of a pain to switch out the tanks on there. You actually have to hoist them off. And then we got I believe a Mack semi and 2 grain trailers. Wilson, and of course my favorite TLX, but no, I did not set that to unreal capacity, at least not yet. So anyway, that's what's in this equipment shed. A lot going on here, as you might imagine. think we'll go up here and borrow JD's Mahindra, jump in it, and show you the rest of the farm. Interesting thing about this is when you play a multiplayer, you can switch between driver's seat and passenger seat, which is kind of neat if you're using like Courseplay or Autodrive. You can actually sit in the passenger seat and see the worker driving. Okay, well, that's the big shed right there. And we've got some shelving back here with some various implements in this workshop. This workshop's kind of neat. We've got a few things going on in here that's cool. So it is an actual workshop. I believe the trigger's right about there. Yep. So we can repair our equipment. We've got a Massey Ferguson 3670, John Deere 7810, and this is really cool back here. We have a wash bay that we can use to clean up our equipment. And in addition to that, we've got additional storage over here. So all in all, a lot of room for stuff. And let me get this closed. All right. And our big drive-through cold storage over here. Again, kind of an interesting building, although I'm noticing a fair bit of glitches with this building. Whoop. Why is that there? What in the world? Okay. Not quite sure how that happened. Bear with me, folks. Let me get this sorted out. Okay, that was strange, but it looks like we're back to work. Anyway, as I said, this building's kind of neat, but it's got a few glitches. I notice as I'm backing in here, the whole building and everything in it will disappear momentarily. Kind of weird. But anyway, we've got a lot going on in here. We've got a tedder, a Caprima round baler, big pack square baler, got a small mower, a rather large Kuhn tedder, a small fertilizer spreader, a small seeder, 8 meter seeder. We've got 2 gigantic headers for our case harvester, a Perard chaser bin, auger wagon, and a Seed Hawk air cart. So yeah, like I said, a lot of hardware. Go ahead and open this door. There we go. Over here we have our bale sheds. Looks to be a good supply of straw. But here's the problem. There is not very much hay here at all. Though we have grass we can cut, it is September and we're probably approaching the end of the year. More on that in a minute. Over here we've got a plow and a cultivator, a fertilizer spreader, nice Kinsey planter that is also a direct drill and carries liquid fertilizer, and then a smaller cultivator. So a lot of equipment. This guy spares no expense. And as you can see, he's not hurting for money. Over here we have a milk/water truck, a nice roller, multi-purpose roller. That's a field roller and a grass roller, a smaller windrower, bale spike. And this is an interesting plow slash seedbed preparation device, which I see has moved sideways in the garage. Huh, interesting. Well, I said I wanted to try it. I guess we'll see whether or not we keep it. A nice chrome tipper. Another JCB telehandler back here to take care of the animals. And my favorite Massey Ferguson tractor, a 3120. I see that is collecting some manure. Okay. So in here we have 121 dairy cattle. Their health is at 0. Isn't that nice? Well, it's because their food is at 0, and so is their straw. We have 37,000 liters of slurry and 8,000 liters of milk. Says no manure or straw pellet. I doubt, yeah, because we have no straw. So yeah, we're in real good shape. No manure. Okay. We need to get on feeding them. And as I understand it, all they have been eating thus far has been hay. I explained to JD that we really need to be feeding these guys TMR. He kind of thought that was useless, but I said, no, I think if you want them to be productive, that's what they need. Again, I do have the enhanced animal mod on, so they do go through quite a bit of food. And with that little bit of hay that we have left, I don't know how we're getting through the winter unless JD wants to spend some of that moldy money and buy a load or two of hay. As you can see, this is a cow barn, a beef cattle barn that's basically here for expansion. Nothing in it right now. Uh-oh. Guess I better do some landscaping smoothing. You know what? Bear with me, folks. While we're here, let's get this done. I thought I had taken care of all this. The setup on this thing, like I said, was absolutely maddening. It took me for absolute ever to get it done. And several times I came in here, I did things, and then I decided I was going to undo them. So I, didn't save the game, although I had performed work such as smoothing out the landscape, and then had to come back in and redo everything. Let's see what we got here. All right, not looking too bad. One thing, boy, anytime you're doing this kind of work, it always seems like you got to really move the cursor slow, or it just doesn't seem to affect it. All right, that doesn't look too bad. Let's see what this looks like down here. Yeah. There's probably going to be a few of these kind of spots I'm going to have to fix as we go along. All right, enough of that. Anyway, we've got dairy cattle in here, and boy, it looks like they're not in very good shape. What do we have in here? We've got 61 animals, 0 food, 4,000 liters of straw, 39,000 liters of slurry, and 29,000 liters of manure. So, wow, we're kind of in a world of hurt. All right. And as I said, back here is just simply a finishing pasture. I do have one lone calf back there. Oh, good. The animal grazing feature is working. I've got 36,000 liters of food. Just real quick, I want to take a look at the animal setup in here and see what we got. Yeah, wow. Look at that. Daily food, 104,000 liters just for the dairy cows. Cows, 49,000 liters. Man. Yeah, 36,000 liters. One thing I don't like about this grazing mod is it everything goes into grass. I did try to set the food conversion from the grazed grass to TMR, and it's possible that it might catch up and still work, but I don't know, because I think it only converts so much at a time. So maybe over time it will change, but I might have some more XML editing to do if I want that to work. Well, in the meantime, these guys are really going through a lot of food. Okay, so that's pretty much the setup right now. That's where we're at. I would say the first thing we need to do is get these animals fed and see about maybe getting some more hay in the barn, huh? All right, let me get situated here, and I will be right back with you. Okay, let's say we feed some cows. After I left you, JD came out to talk to me and had a little bit of a fit about his cows running out of food. So after he had his little temper tantrum and come apart, I reminded him that, well, yeah, they ran out of food, but they didn't do it on my watch. Our first day wasn't until today. So he calmly said, fine, take care of it, and stomp back into the house. So that's just what we'll do. All right. Let's go back here and grab a hold of this handy dandy auto load bale spike that we have. Whoop. Oh, you know what? I can't do that. Hang on. I've got front loader tools. I've got telehandler tools. I've got adapters. And I forgot this. This is a front loader tool over here. So I've got to disconnect the whole thing. All right. And there. Now. I can forget where I left that when I need it. Whoop. Driving skills. You know what? While we're at it here, let's see if we shove this thing back into place. Or not. I just love wandering implements. I do not understand why that happens. If anybody knows, I'd love to know the answer to that question. Okay. First things first. Hey. Let's see here. All right. Yeah, there's a trigger over here somewhere. And I might just have to turn them on. Square bales. Yeah, we're probably going to need all of that. Let's see what we get. Okay. Oh, wow. Let's bring up the menu here. This bale is not supported. Okay. And why might that be? Interesting. This looks like a round bale autoloader. Okay. Let's see if there's a customization option for this. Customize. Telehandler. Oh no. No, it says round bales. Well, apparently I've got the wrong implement. Okay. Well, fine then. I guess we'll go back to the other one. I'm fixing to just grab an autoload trailer and drive right past that pile. Okay. Let's just set this down over here to get it out of the way. Looks like I've got some more landscaping to do. Okay. There we go. I don't even know if I can. Let's see. Alrighty, you're kind of in the way there, Cal. Actually, I don't. Let's see what that does. And tell me you're not going to take those bales. Seriously? Okay. Looks like we've got work to do. Honest to Pete, folks, it's interesting. I thought I had tested everything out. I tested out the straw bales. I can drop straw bales, I know, on this end, and it takes them. There we go. Okay. It's this end. Okay, let's see how much food we have now. So that gives us 16,000. So they're about roughly 8,000 a piece. Okay. And I believe we need 100,000 liters to get through a day. But that seems like an awful lot of hay. That seems like an awful lot of food, period. But again, that's the enhanced animal mod. It tends to use significantly more than what the base game settings do. Okay, anytime now. Okay. So yeah, 104,000 a day. I wonder if that's, wow, a day. Man, can I even get enough in here? Alrighty then. Tell you what I think we might try to do. Let me see if I can hook up to this. I can. Ah. Ah. Okay, let's see. This is what you do when you're running a little long on time. Okay. Let's go on back and see if we can get these cows fed. And unload here. Ah, shoot. Darn it. I think the trigger is probably too low for that. Well, shoot. Well, folks, this is what you call the warts of the first episode. All right. Let me go ahead and see what we can do about. Wonder if I can pick up 3 of these. And why not? Let's have another fiasco while we're at it. Whoa. So 2 is almost all right. Let's see, is this not the right place? Okay, folks, tell you what, this is just turning into a real fiasco. Okay, everybody. Well, I've got that sorted out. The problem in the dairy barn was, well, the straw was full. As you can see here, it only takes I think 60,000 liters, and the straw was full. So therefore, yeah, I wasn't going to take any more bales, which is all well and good. Then I came over to the beef cattle barn and tried to put in bales over here. Again, I was able to dump the hay bales with no problem. Got the beef cattle fed, but went to dump the straw bales and it would not take the bales. So problem solved. We went shopping, got us a straw blower. I've got it filled up, and you will see here in just a second. So yeah, here. So got a whopping 3,000 liters of straw in there, but we are full of hay. 62,000. Daily food is 50,000. So yeah, we'll be good until the next day. This over here with the dairy cattle is going to be a problem though. So we've got 150,000 liters of straw in there. Excuse me. It only took 60,000 liters of food, of hay, but yet they require 104,000 a day. So obviously this is going to be a multiple time a day exercise that we're going to have to do here unless I can figure something out. But anyway, in the meantime, here we are. So we're going to go ahead and fill this barn up with hay or straw and get these guys situated. They've got enough food, they've got enough bedding, so we're good to go. I think that'll wrap it up for this first episode, and Lord knows that it needs to. Hopefully we got all of our blemishes and all of our warts out of the way. But thank you so very much for joining me today. I do hope that you will consider joining me again in the future for future episodes. If you like this episode, I'd appreciate knowing about it. Hit that thumbs up. If you didn't like this episode, well, I'd appreciate knowing that too. Please leave me a comment. Let me know why. And as always, I'd appreciate it if you haven't subscribed, if you'd consider subscribing.